Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another Mortal Realms Monday magazine review. This week, taking a look at issue 37 of the Mortal Realms magazine. So, this week we get some doggies in the form of 3 Gryph-hounds across 2 sprues and a pot of Corellia Greenshade. And for this week's painting video, we'll be looking at painting 1 or 2 of these guys in a couple of different schemes. Do like the look of this one. I may do something similar to that, and then something else totally random. But for the issue, obviously we get the Gryph-hounds, how to paint Gryph beasts, and a Battle Shock phase tutorial. So let's take a look. Oh, and we also get another fold out. So this one is the Spire Fall for Hysh 2. Oh, look at that. A Realm of Light map. Nice, I do like maps. So we've got a little bit on the Emetricon Geosegment, the Radiant Nation, and the 10 Paradises of Hysh. So that's very circular. So they are literally a plane of existence rather than planet type spheres. Okay, fair enough. Right, then we've got some Archmage Teclis and the Spire Fall. Quite interesting that we are getting this in this issue, seeing as these guys were only released a few months ago, so they must have had to time it with the magazine. As far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they weren't originally released. I think they were new and released back in July, I think, maybe a little bit before that. So obviously they've had to keep this a little bit quiet and hope people didn't get the issue early, so that we didn't know that these were coming. Right, so let's take a look at the magazine. Stormcast Eternals Gryph-hounds. Gryph-hounds are natural allies of the Stormcast Eternals, for they share their hatred for the dark gods. Allies? I would have thought they were pets, but you know, shows what little I know. Mind you, I doubt you want to try and pet one of them things. So, not all the celestial creatures that serve the Stormcast Eternals are giant riding beasts. There are smaller, more agile creatures that fight alongside them, and they are just as stalwart of heart and soul. So, we've got a couple of 3 famous Gryph-hounds. Might paint one of these up just to say, yes, I own a famous Gryph-hound. Loyal companions. That makes them sound like pets. Lord Veritants prize their Gryph-hound companions for their ability to find those corrupted by chaos. He looks pretty intimidating. Right, then we've got Forces of Order, Part 3. The Idoneth Deepkin and the Lumineth Realm Lords. So obviously 2 elven type guys. So we've got essentially sea elves and mountain elves, or cow elves. Obviously they've got their big cowbell things on. Right, so we've got the Fire Slayers and the Caradorn Overlords. And as far as I can tell, these are the equivalent to dwarves. These are more techie type dwarves, Dwarden as they are now known, and these guys remind me of your typical old school type dwarves. Let me know again down in the description if I am, or in the comments, sorry, if I am getting any of this wrong, but they do appear to be the equivalent to dwarves from the old realm. Then we've got Beasts of the Grave, so this is for Death 2. Again, little story type stuff. That's strange that they've got it in that little in that little section. We've got this large white thing here. I don't know why they didn't just carry the blue on, but okay. So, Beasts of the Grave. All creatures are susceptible to the curse of undeath. The animated remains of even the most colossal of monsters may rise to wreak terror upon the living. So we've got Terrorgeists and Zombie Dragons. Both are really fun to paint. And probably use in battle as well, but I enjoy painting. Then we got the assembly of the Gryph-hounds. So we've got a Gryph-hound Alpha, and then Gryph-hound 1 and 2. Okay. Could that not have been Gryph-hound 1 and then Gryph-hound 2 and 3? Because what does that make this guy? Gryph-hound 0. But anyway, obviously we've got the painting of them here and how to paint some different shades and stuff like that. Again, I like to do things my own way, and if you guys want to check out the video for painting one or two of these guys up, check the link up in the corner there, and you can check this week's video. So we've got another tutorial, this tutorial 7 for the Battle Shock phase, and keeping track of casualties and running Battle Shock tests, tests that cannot fail, and split units. So if at the end of the turn, if your units are split up, then you have to choose one to get rid of. Obviously in this case you want to get rid of group 2, you don't want to lose the majority of your unit there. Then we got War Scroll for the Gryph-hounds. I have no idea what they'll be like in a game. 9 inches, so they seem relatively fast. 3 wounds isn't too bad. 2 attacks. This is a little bit 3 to hit, 4 to wound, and only 1 damage. And it's got to be close combat. Not too sure I'd want them in mine. Not sure how many you can have in a unit. I've not figured that out with the War Scrolls. I'm assuming it would be in the codexes or whatever the equivalent to them are, battle tomes or whatever they call them now. I'm sure it will tell you in there how many you can have in a unit, but I would say unless you're running at least 10 of these guys in a unit, they're probably not too worth it. Yeah, just not something that I'd be too keen. They look nice, but I don't think I'd want them as a battle unit. So obviously they've got their Gryph-hound abilities, a darting attack, and a warning cry, whatever that does. A reserve unit is one that is not set up. Gryph-hounds offer some protection against these powerful abilities, allowing nearby units to shoot at the reserves when they set up. Ah, okay. Fair enough. Right, so we've got Assassination is the battle plan for this week. The Stormcast Eternals have driven the Nighthaunts back through the forest into the ruins of Summersong. As they prepare for the final assault, all seems quiet. So, obviously, using the same board that we have been using, we will have a Lord Executioner, a Spirit Torment, 10 Chain Rasps, 4 Miremorn Banshees, and 3 Spirit Hosts. And for the Eternals, we get the Lord Arcanum on Gryph Charger, 4 Gryph-hounds, 3 Castigators, and 3 Sequitors. And this is an objective-based game, so it uses 2 objectives, and obviously the idea is to try and hold those objectives. Victory points player controls gets one victory point per objective they hold. If the Lord Arcanum on Gryph-Charger was slain, Knight player gains 1 point. And if the Knight of Shrouds was slain, then the Eternal player gets 1 victory point. So I think you can get a possible of 3 victory points. So can that end in a tie? 1, 2, 1, 2. Yes, it could if you had an objective each and managed to slay each other's Lord. So that brings us to the end of this issue. So next week's issue we get Crawlock the Jailer and his 2 cronies. And in issue 39 we get a Cairn Wraith. Not too sure on the look of that model. Looks very plain, although a lot of the Nighthaunt models do. They're all pretty much similar. They're ghosts, so you know there's probably not too much in terms of variety that you can do for them. But anyway, that's the end of this week's video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. If you aren't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy and keep painting those minis.